Today we have a very cool new tool. This is essentially like a coyote tan and black color scheme. This is from the folks at Bear & Sons. This is under the name Blackhawk. This will be an overseas tool made and designed, I believe, for Bear & Sons, which distributes it. So there's a lot of cool things to jump into. Now, what Bear & Sons are doing is they have definitely gotten away from their roots, and now they are all in on the Blackhawk brand. Now, when we talk about Bear & Sons, this is the type of tool they used to make. This would have been a contender for like the Leatherman Wave or some of the Leatherman series. They, for a little bit of time, were owned by Victorinox, and Victorinox, if I remember right, was able to get the rights to their outside opening tools. They were a little bit ahead of their time. But the tools, to be honest, I feel like are just a little clunky, and I am not a huge fan of this system. I've just never really gotten into it. These are the unlocking levers. You would go ahead and pull out a tool like so, and then you get it locked into place, and then you would have to push down on here and unlock it. They're not necessarily bad tools. Not that I've had any huge issues with them. It's just I don't necessarily like them that great. It seems like they're not particularly smooth, and sometimes they seem a little bit rough overall. But Bear & Sons, especially after COVID, abandoned all their in-house manufacturing, and now they are solely for their Multitool line having it designed and produced in China, it seems like, or at least produced in China. Now, both of these latest designs are copies of things that have already been on the market. So their full-size multi-tool will be a copy of the Gerber suspension in XT. And this tool right here, in case you can't tell, is a copy of this and this. The Byberry, the Felissa, whatever you call it, the small tool, but there will be significant improvements that will come with a huge price jump as well. Now, I do like the spring-loaded pliers, and then the star of the show will be these Zytel handles. Now, these were tried, I believe, in the early 2000s by Leatherman with the Kick and so forth, several of the others in the series. Even the Leatherman core that I recently was working with modding had Zytel inserts. These will be outside handles. They will be a form of almost like stronger reinforced plastic. This right here is the knife that it comes with. And then on this side is the file. And notably, we do not have a package opener at the end, but instead we have a flat screwdriver. I think that is an improvement for this tool. As a mini tool, you do want every single tool, if you've only got 4 on the outside, main ones, to be the right ones. And I think that probably is one of the right ones. One of the other tools is the Phillips screwdriver. Very nice. I use that tonight. It is a little bit small. It will not fix every task, but it did okay for tightening some cabinet doors. So it was nice to have that on hand. And then the last tool on this side, I think might be a bit of a mess. This will be a rope cutter. I'm not sure that this has enough universal demand to warrant a full third or fourth of the outside large tools, but that's what you get. Now on the end, there is these tweezers, and then they fit right back in there. The nice pocket clip. Again, the spring-loaded pliers. We have the Blackhawk insignia, the wire cutters, and the pliers that come nicely together. Now, unfortunately for this, even though it is an upgraded toolkit, then these right here, yeah, it will double in price. So for the Zytel handles and some of these tools actually making a lot more sense, double in price. Now, for instance, the Byberry version comes with a glass breaker with this cutting hook, and then the scalpel and the file, and the package opener. A lot of cutting implements. So at least this one only has the knife and the cutting hook, but this one has a package opener, the scalpel, and the box cutter, and then no real screwdrivers, just the glass breaker. So I do think the Blackhawk EDC mini tool definitely does a lot better with the screwdriver solution. This is the Byberry spring-loaded pliers, and these come in around $19, whereas in this Blackhawk EDC mini tool will come in around $43 on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And then I think there is another or so place that you could possibly buy it, maybe on Bear & Sons website themselves. Yeah, pretty nice little tool. This is one of the tools that there's actually a video of one of the owners of Bear & Sons talking about it, promoting it at the SHOT Show. Now, one of the things that does sort of get my blood boiling is he promotes these as tools for the police. These are not, let me emphasize, anywhere close to heavy duty enough for police officers, or especially the holster. So it comes with a Kydex looking holster, and that broke about the first, second, or third day that I was carrying this. This one right here, it doesn't even snap together that well. There's a big gap right there. Yeah, I am just really disappointed with a lot of these. I was going to make a angry video, to be honest, against Bear & Sons, but this did turn out a little bit better than I expected. And I really sort of love these tools anyway. I have modded them. I have a full modding series. If you become a subscriber to the channel, where I talk about how you can turn this into a 4mm bit driver. This then fits in right there. I add a Roxxon set of scissors to the outside. We keep the scalpel and the package opener and the file. But yeah, I really do love this tool. I think Byberry did an excellent job, and the overseas design team. And this looks even cooler with these outside scales, but for $43, that's a little much. Now let's get into some of the length and the weight. When we compare it against the Sauget PowerPint, the PowerPint has so many more tools on the outside. But when we open this up, let's go ahead and take a look at the pliers. When we look at the pliers, these do look fairly similar. Both of them, maybe the Blackhawk Mini EDC Mini tool looks a little bit wider or beefier right here, but pretty much in thickness, they're pretty close to the same. Now, they will be almost the same price, and a lot of times you can get the PowerPint so much cheaper. I've seen these for $20 on Walmart's website, and different times I think these will dip down to $30. These are the better bargain. Definitely, I would get the PowerPint every day over this tool, but personally, I sort of like the looks of this tool, and because it's new, it's sort of exciting and brand new, I do like it, but I don't necessarily think it's a good deal for you guys to purchase one. There are better tools in the small EDC market. All right, let's bring this over here. Weigh this in grams. This comes in 153 grams. The original Byberry Multitool comes in at 156 grams. Let's turn this to ounces. Maybe get off there. This comes in at 5.2 ounces. The original comes in at 5.3 ounces, and then the PowerPint comes in at 4.1 ounces. Yeah, these are very lightweight tools. The PowerPint, rather, this is like a full ounce more than the PowerPint, so it is getting a bit bulky. This is the packaging that it comes in. It talks about 3.15 inches closed, or 8 centimeters, and then 5.2 ounces is what they have. Then they describe the knife, belt cutter, 420 stainless steel jaw, Zytel grips, nail file, tweezers, screwdriver, and the Phillips screwdriver. This is what they're calling it, the EDC mini tool, the Blackhawk. Overall, Pretty happy with the upgrades, not happy with the price. Let me know what you guys think.